Something smells rotten around here.
Kids don't know how good you have it. You can sometimes tell within seconds while you're looking at something on Steam that you're about to play some trash. There are screenshots and videos and reviews that tell you exactly what you're getting into. You probably won't end up shelling out $20 for total garbage. I'm not saying it's impossible. I paid lots of money out of the old prison wallet for terrible games, but thanks to ad revenue and Patreon subs, the $25 I spent on Hunt Down the Freeman was compounded over and over and sent straight into the slush fund that the Department of Special Corrections uses to pay its contractors. What would we do without force fields and 50 copies of Half-Life 2? Listen, kids, there used to be a time when you had to go to stores to buy a mostly empty cardboard box that said, D-Zone Gold, 3,000 best ever levels for Doom and Doom 2, and it was just lies. Not everybody had the internet, and even if they did, it would take days to download 3,000 levels for your favorite game. So a company, such as WizardWorks, would do all the work for you. They download all the levels, throw them onto a CD, and ask you for $25 for the privilege of playing them. And they were carefully hand-selected and tested to make it. Oh no, they were garbage. They indiscriminately scraped thousands of user-made levels from the internet, and these compilations started coming out as early as 1994 for Doom, Heretic, Hexen, Quake, SimCity. User levels in 1994 were, as I may have previously mentioned on this channel, not good. There was no long history of modding for any of these games. There were no rules. And no game got the shovelware treatment quite as thoroughly as Duke Nukem 3D. Not all of what WizardWorks published was shovelware, as they put out Duke It Out in DC and Duke Life's a Beach. However, they also put out Duke Nuclear Winter, which I covered in a Christmas episode years and years ago. It doesn't deserve its own whole video, it sucks, it's not good. It was developed by Simply Silly Software and released to capitalize on Duke's popularity at the time, a memory so distant and fleeting that there are nights I lie awake, still hearing the echoes of a franchise that once dominated the world. And in the morning I awaken to remember that the next time we hear Duke Nukem's name, it'll be a punchline, a predictable box office failure, or a mediocre action game released to resounding apathy from the average gamer and venom from the fans who would be so selfish as to demand a decent video game. You guys are the real monsters. Now, Duke Zone came out in September of 1996, 5 months after Duke Nukem 3D hit shelves. And Duke Nukem 3D released with modding tools on the CD if you could find them. But 5 months? That's not a lot of time to learn the ins and outs of a game engine, especially one as frankly busted as Build. So what I've decided to do is look at a curated selection of some of these maps. Duke Zone comes with a front end that will let you copy the levels from the CD over to your computer so you can play them. Now, I'm not going to play all 500 of them because only God knows how many of them are just deathmatch maps that have no gameplay and therefore nothing to show. So what I did was get a nice little selection of single-player levels to show off. A random sampling of what you could expect if you paid actual money in a store, probably a Circuit City. Let's start with Airlock. Oh my god, these women are enormous. They didn't wear their spacesuits. They're explosively decompressing. Oh no, we're not in the airlock yet. We're going for death by snoo-snoo. I'd like to take the opportunity to give you all a crash course in amateur shovelware level design. There are some important rules to follow when making a level like this. 1. Don't have a layout. Just throw a bunch of shit together. Hallways, rooms, enemies, weapons, whatever. You just learned how to make build engine levels after working with Doom for a month, so don't feel bad if you fail. No one will know. 2. Fuck texturing. Just fuck it. Doesn't matter. Crate textures weirdly stretched over a whole wall? Go for it. It's your happy little tree. You're an artist. 3. Put a maze in somewhere to slow the player down. Make sure everything is textured the same. 4. Make sure the part of the level your title refers to only appears at the end. Did you know that a lot of these levels come with text files written by the authors?
This is the first level we've created, and we feel that it is a nasty SOB.
Wait, this took more than one person to make? And they were 15 years old? And they have an email with the Central Committee of the Communist Party? Airport. Look, they're not all trash. This one actually kinda resembles a real level. It's still amateurish, but at least they textured the seats with seat textures. I can tell this is supposed to be an airport. I'm not kidding when I say this is some of the best design we're gonna see today. That's a bridge and a boat. By the very low standards of user-made maps, this has gotta be an A. It almost kinda feels like a Duke Nukem 3D map. Aliens. Not to be confused with one of the many aliens-themed mods for video games, this map is not that. It's a loose collection of rooms with aliens to shoot. And in a first for this video, it all leads to a climax. A big room with a bunch of smaller square rooms full of aliens. All west.
This is my first level.
Hey, at least it's got that Duke Nukem staple, the strip club, and the women are scaled normally, and there are recognizable places inside the boxy rooms haphazardly strung together. This is the armory, although I think it's more of an explosives library. Hallways and boxy rooms filled with weird textures that are scaled wrong. There's a tendency to only use doors that move up and down like in Doom, rather than the more advanced stuff that the build engine was capable of. Yup, Beta 1. A directionless mess of a level that has an exit buried deep inside it somewhere. This is less level design and more model building at this point because the layout is chaos, wrapping around in on itself and going into copied and pasted tangents. I could wander around this level for an hour, but I found the exit in 8 minutes and missed 60% of it. That was fun. Next, Bunker 08. 2 health pickups in the whole level and an exit that doesn't work. Grading on a curve, this is a B-. The next one abandons the pretense of being a level at all and is almost abstract art. 3 rooms of trash. 3D Realms approved this. On the same curve, we'll say this is a solid C. Carnival. Well, it's not lying to me. It is a carnival, complete with atrocious texturing in a house of whores and a freak show. I'm not showing you this to crap on the work of early modders. I want you guys to see what this was like. We're almost 30 years separated from this, and it's gaming history. No, really, I promise. City of Death.
City of Death. Smiley face. This kick ass. Play it. Author info. 13 years old and kicked out of school. Member of Doug. Hee 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 hee. Just play it. City big fun. Good smo.
The death part comes from the electrified streets because this level has no monsters in it. Doom 2.map. Yeah, it's the first level of Doom 2. With no exit and hot strippers instead of imps. Waste of time. Duke Procs. This one feels like a real level. It has monster encounters and arenas and design and flow. Of course, it has those things in a way that a Doom map would, not a Duke Nukem 3D map. But I'm desperate for any kind of competent design in this desert of levels pilfered from the internet. This is like one of those retro console sticks you buy from TikTok that has 10,000 ROMs on them, but nothing actually works properly and it steals your data and sends it to the Chinese government, which, yeah, like they don't already have my info. This one is stuffed with enemies, much like a Doom level would be. But it's kind of fun. Best so far by a mile. A+. E1M5. Oh, it's Phobos Labs from Doom. Okay, I'll give this one a solid B+, and I'm giving the credit to John Romero. Goon City. Goon City. It's, kinda trash, but in a different way from other levels. Is this a sewer? Is it a base of some kind? I don't know, it sucks and it's all very badly textured, but this one is bad in a hexen kind of way where you hit switches and have no idea what they open or why or where. It's not the worst collection of arenas stitched together with only low-tier weapons to deal with all the monsters, making the whole thing a slog. It's still bad though. Horror. It's not scary, but at least it's something. They tried. It has a lot of things that point toward this being someone's first map, and they're having fun, and then WizardWorks took it and tossed it on a CD. Had I been able to find the exit and not get stuck inside this grave, I might have finished it. B+. Inferno. If I could find out where the fuck I was supposed to go, this one would be almost okay. You basically have to find all your weapons and any decent amount of ammo inside of secrets. I have to get 3 key cards, but like I really don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go, and this is a real mess. A-. My house. Oh, kids, you might not even remember the days when people would make terrible maps based on their own homes that wouldn't end up being constantly requested for a video because they were some kind of big-brained impressive Doom project. This is trash, though. Total slop. Why even play myhouse.wad when Duke Zone has 6 my houses? 6! I thought this was a deathmatch level at first, but no, there's one enemy in the kitchen. Logic. Yup, good name, good level, big logic brain. Robot.map. You know what? I gotta come clean. I'm not here to rip apart 500 subpar to unplayable Duke Nukem 3D maps made by 13-year-olds. See, this video started life around the time that I was working on that video about Duke Nukem 0 Hour. Had it not been for Duke Nukem 0 Hour, I wouldn't even be talking about this. See, when I was making that video, I needed to grab some crisp DOS footage of Duke Nukem 3D, and at some point I'd gotten the original version, DOS and all, on Steam. I don't remember when exactly, sometime before 2016 when they only started letting you buy the cursed Randy version. So I boot this up looking to grab some DOS footage of how build doors work, and something catches my eye. Duke Zone 2! Wait, so Duke Zone 2? How do you make a sequel to Shovelware? Well, you throw in the 500 levels from Duke Zone 1, and then you get a team together to create 3 custom episodes for Duke 3D. That team would be called... Simply Silly Software. WizardWorks saw their efforts to make Duke Nukem 3D maps and said, yeah, we're gonna let these guys put together something real, right? And we're gonna pack it together with the Duke Kiloton collection, minus the 500 user levels, and just let's see if these levels, handcrafted with love and care by professionals, can beat the stuff they were stealing off of teenagers. Strangely, we're starting this in the same territory as Duke Nuclear Winter, the Arctic. The outskirts of the Arctic. And already I can say that the quality has improved. We start off by jumping out of a plane, very nice, then taking an icy swim. That's not exactly how the door thing is supposed to go. There we go. This level uses Duke 3D items in the worst ways. I have to race against the clock to get through this electrified area while my protective boots drain and there are more drones. So this is level design, even if it is irritating. Like, it's still better than the crap I remember from Plug and Pray. Still, the level only lasts 4 minutes. Next up, Slime Station. You'd think that it would be a sewer, but it's not really. It's a train level. I know, right? After all the slop I've had to play before this, we've got something interesting.
I think I'll climb aboard.
Yeah, good luck. The trains don't stop and are full of pig cops to shotgun snipe what little health I do have. Oh, never mind. No problem. Finally, some actual gameplay. I never thought I'd be so happy to see monster closets, and functional explosive walls that actually shake the screen when they blow. Each of these trains has a keycard in the front section that'll... Classic. Hold on, there are arrows telling you where you should get on the trains. The 2 keycards open the exit. Next. Cop City. Yeah, lots of pig cops here. The snow and trees are making me think this is a stealth prequel to Nuclear Winter. Like, this isn't a 3D Realms quality level by any means, though they try. It's got a police station and some kind of hotel with themed rooms that look badly textured and amateurish. You can still see the designers struggling to make stuff that's a little more sophisticated than Doom and failing. But then you've got cute little things like this hot spring bath with steam and titties, and that's on point. They added this one in because Duke 3D didn't have enough strippers, I guess. Obviously there's a sewer. Even more obviously, there's a secret exit in the sewer that's hidden by practically nothing. This level does ramp up to a nasty fight in the police station with 3 mini battle lords. Pretty spicy for level 3. So far, this isn't terrible. A quickie is a sewer. No, wait, a moon sewer. I should have expected this from a secret level. It gives you a lot of shrinker ammo, so it's not that difficult. It's not even that ugly of a level. Maybe things will get better. Opening night. Nah, I'm already gonna write this one off. Fuck this level. I like that they're trying stuff, like little slopes to show snowdrifts and such. Yeah, fine. It's better than the user-made maps, but only because they're fully using the power of the build engine. For evil. It's opening night at this theater. I think it's a theater. They blew up all the seating. This one is pretty boring when you're not randomly being exploded. You exit through the monolith and go to Showdown, the first episode's final level, which looks very nice and plays like a pair of Joy-Cons covered in broken glass. The designer of this level decided that high enemy count equals difficulty. This can be true if you use the enemy roster correctly. It doesn't do that. Instead, it does this. If I'm pistoling your enemies and they can't hit me, don't put them there. This is placing Duke Nukem 3D enemies as if they're soft, quickly dispatched Doom enemies. They are not. And hey, at least I'm not running through nearly identical hallways and boxy rooms shooting enemies. See? These rooms aren't boxes because they have 45-degree corners, not boxes. It's monotonous, sloggy, my rockets are passing right through assault commanders, and a Cycloid Emperor to cap off the episode who's placed so ineffectually that I think it'll be funny to pistol him to death. But I run out of pistol ammo. This is like a circle strafing target that gives you cover for all of his attacks. It's a complete joke. I'm not saying that these new episodes are a waste of time. This is better than what I was expecting from Simply Silly Software after the best levels in Nuclear Winter were the ones repurposed from the original game. Let's keep going and see what kind of treasures we'll find. This isn't giving me much hope. This is Graveyard Shift, and I think this Doom Space Marine impaled on a traffic cone should tell you everything you need to know. It's a Duke Nukem 3D level that's kinda cool looking, but the arena you're dropped into is a dull. No, I'm up. This expansion really loves its drones. The level gets uglier and less consistent as it goes on, feeling like a bunch of rooms thrown together without much thought. I don't know how or why this secret exit opens when it does, but here we go, into spelunking. And thank God! At least the levels are starting to get bad rather than just boring. Plagued with weird technical issues and what seem like randomly placed enemies. Elevators that can bork themselves and soft lock you, very cool. That's it, that's all this level is. After that, we visit the alien Abbey that gives the episode its title. And this is definitely the doomiest level they've got. It's just fucked up looking rooms barely connected to one another, full of monsters. Again, it's not hard, but Duke's enemy and weapon balance make it an absolute fucking chore. And this level also has a poorly hidden secret exit in the vents, so I can leave before finishing it and go to Turnabout, a gimmick level with stuff. They really love their assault commanders. Next up is Water Slide, which is almost indistinguishable from a random shovelware map from the CD. Short, ugly, waste of time. Next is Landing Bay, which... no, this isn't a landing bay. Neither is this. This is a big gray box with zero care put into enemy placement. The sky keeps changing between clouds and city. I guess this becomes a landing bay when I get into the alien ship, which is filled with tons of enemies, but this doesn't make it hard, it just makes it slow. It builds to nothing and ends like a wet fart. This should be a Redneck Rampage expansion. The final map of Episode 2 is just called Big Man. I assume they mean Duke, because the title isn't referring to the Episode 2 boss. The Overlord is here, but also a Battle Lord and the Cycloid Emperor. The Overlord is the easiest to take care of because something about the way he's positioned makes it so he can't actually shoot at me. So my worst problems are the hordes of assault commanders and yes, you guessed it, drones. Yeah, that's it. This is why you're not getting a video per episode, because this is trash. It's a few notches above my first level as a 13-year-old, but this was sold for money. I paid for this.
Monkey shines, onion into terror.
So, those last 2 episodes had a gradual decline in quality across each level, so maybe they've saved the best for last. See, this is a Simpsons. They're doing a Simpsons. This is like if you told an AI to make a Duke Nukem 3D level. It attempts to create a place, but it's just kinda off, and the rooms are too big, and the enemy placement is bad. Like, you go to the roof on these flat non-stairs and shoot 2 assault commanders on this Red Cross helipad. Like, you can see what I mean about AI. That's supposed to be an H, but AI can't spell good, so it's cross. And there's no self-destruct button. You walk onto it and the level is over. It feels like a Duke Nukem 3D level that lacks the soul of Duke Nukem. Even the name should be Eating Out, not Dining Out. A 13-year-old designing their first map would never make that kind of rookie mistake. Next up, The Company.
It's a damn company.
Which, again, is almost a Duke 3D map. Almost. It's so close. The AI just hallucinates a little bit, so it's on the moon. Danger explosives.
I don't know what I expect.
This map lasts about 2 minutes and has a really obvious secret exit that I don't even think they took the time to actually hide. This census to...
Bullseye!
This janky-ass, ugly, poorly stitched-together level gives me a bug I've never seen before while playing Duke 3D, so I don't know if this is because of E-Duke or what, but have a look.
This really pisses me off.
I'll let you guys know what's going on to the best of my ability. Because underwater and above water are 2 very different places in build games, it's teleporting you between the 2 areas when you press crouch. So when the game killed me suddenly and showed a screenshot of my previous death in the last level, well, I was stumped. Please, someone more knowledgeable about the build engine, leave a comment explaining what this level is doing, besides being a boring directionless slog that's somehow more janky than the other ones. Down and Out is next. It's not good. They certainly didn't reject any of these levels. Somebody tell me why when I open the door the texture stays in place. I know why that happens in Doom levels, but I don't know why it happens here. Funhouse is definitive proof that this episode is just them throwing shit at the wall. Actual shit. Like monkeys. It's the ugliest level with the worst traps. Crushers everywhere, grab the yellow key and... As you can see, the center area is actually a clown, I think. Maybe. There's yet another barely hidden secret exit, and I don't want to press it because I want this to be over. But I also think it'll take less of my life away to play the secret level now than it would to read comments later from people chiding me for not going to the next secret level, because it was the best one, man. Best level in the expansion.
Dying at times here.
It's another ugly, boring, under-designed level, but I can't miss this. Who the fuck played Duke Nukem 3D and said, yeah, this is the vibe of this game. This is what I enjoyed about Duke Nukem 3D when I was playing it. Not the interactive environments or the fun arenas and set pieces, not just this. This endless grind of drones and assault commanders. The subtle and intricate design that was better in fucking Duke It Out in DC is lost in this trashy, shoved out crap that somehow got Simply Silly Software another job afterwards. And finally, Nowhere to Run. Another poorly textured, thematically inconsistent mess of hallways with a Cycloid Emperor at the end. But not before, you guessed it, assault commanders. Lots of them. After the level gives you more shrinker ammo than some custom episodes give you throughout their entire run, and a stationary Cycloid Emperor who is less of a challenge than any Cycloid Emperor before him, except maybe the one in the first episode. And the one in Alien World Order. So what have we learned? That WizardWorks didn't really have any quality control? That things are only marginally better these days when you have Steam reviews to look at? That running the classic DOS version of Duke Nukem 3D was a mistake that I'll never make again? Yeah, all those things, obviously. Now I think that's all the fuck! I really didn't want to get into Plug and Pray, the exclusive episode from Duke Nukem Total Meltdown, because I've attempted to play it before, and guess what? It sucks. I'd play any of Simply Silly's bullshit before I touch this thing again. I don't know who's responsible for Plug and Pray, but I hope someone covers their floors in Legos. Visually, and from a technical standpoint, these do stand out from the shovelware I've already played, but my god is it a worse experience. I'm playing the PC Total Conversion mod that came out a while back. This is the first level, Nightmare Zone, which is supposed to be an homage to Tomb Raider. It's more of an homage to that scene in Serpent and the Rainbow where they put a nail through Bill Pullman's sack. Before you get any decent weapons, the level will spawn a flood of octobrains from every direction. I don't know if they're a little more trigger-happy with their psychic blasts in this version, but it sure seems like it. Look at this shit, this is one of the meanest things I've ever seen in a video game. That's setting a fucking booby trap on a timed door that you're encouraged to run through. It's gonna hit every single person who plays this. The problems I had weren't all related to the awful traps. No, because ammo and health are scarce in this episode, and the arenas in general are designed to not have a lot of cover. And also, the designers thought that they should place enforcers like fucking atoms. The universe of Plug and Pray is made of fucking enforcers. This level has stupid puzzles with hard-to-find switches that open stuff. You won't know what stuff until the game is done spawning enemies right up your ass or booby-trapping keycards with laser trip bombs. And this isn't the last time they're gonna do that. This episode actually has some new enemies, like girl pig cops with dual pistols and zombie pig cops and pallet-swapped assault troopers that are just tankier than the normal ones. They're barely different, and the episode makes sure to have twice as many enforcers or drones as any other enemy anyway. I hate it. The layout's a mess. Let's move on to Trackside Tragedy. You might be fooled into thinking this is some kind of claustrophobic moon base from the way the interior is designed. Then you get out onto the track and hey, isn't that cool? Drones everywhere. We're first exposed to the giant mini battle lords here. You know, they're like the regular mini battle lords, but giant. And I thought this was a bug in the mod until I looked up footage of the PlayStation version, and now that's just how it is. This episode requires you to play Duke Nukem 3D like it's blood. You'll need pipe bombs to toss into rooms to clear them out, or else the hit scanners will get you. I spent so much time beneath 25% health that I got used to Duke saying,
Ooh, I needed that.
the racetrack looks nice, and having to pick up steroids to speed through it is cool. Too bad everything else is like pulling teeth. Yes, I know it's a reference to Wipeout. Whoever decided that there needed to be more drones, just aquatic? Why? The next level is a reference to all different kinds of horror movies. It's called Gates Motel, and I'd complain about how it's also too claustrophobic and stuffed too full of monsters, but I have to focus in on the fact that this is not a motel. This is just a regular hotel. And it sucks. There's cool ideas in it, like this TV that you get sucked into, but you're also basically hiding a key and a secret that teleports you around for... Ugh. Don't know where to go? Jump on top of this bookcase and go into the Silence of the Lambs reference. There aren't any keys down there, but it's a reference. Or perhaps visit the hedge maze, which doesn't have any keys in it, but it's a reference. Let's use that yellow key we got. No, that's fine. That's totally fair. How did anyone play this with a goddamn DualShock? I was so desperate for health that I was looking for toilets to break so I could drink from them. And I found one, but man did I have to search, because instead of using the toilets that the game already has, we get this. Why? Duke Royale is one big, long Pulp Fiction reference, recreating a bunch of areas from the movie, which would be fine if it wasn't another claustrophobic map stuffed to the brim with enemies that you can't properly maneuver around because they're already occupying every space imaginable. The level ends with an annoying battle with a half-dozen assault commanders and a whole precinct of pig cops. Oh, and some turrets for good measure, just to be annoying. Next up, Alien Rendezvous, and not the fun kind like Kirk did. Enforcers everywhere, 2 battle lords in the same room. If I hadn't stumbled into the armory to find some godforsaken fucking ammo for my explosive weapons, I might have given up here. I find the secret exit long before I find the real one, so let's head off to... Faces of Death? Yeah, remember when I showed this level off in the first Pro Nukem episode? It's the same thing. They just moved it here and all the battle lords are huge. But because this level was designed by 3D Realms, it has fucking ammo in it. Ammo which I carry over to the final map, which is a disco club. Sure, enforcers, assault commanders, alien bystanders, everything has to die. But what if I told you, unlike most Duke expansions, this one has a new boss? And by new, I mean they retextured the Battle Lord, with more health. I didn't realize you could fight him outside too, instead of being stuck inside with, you guessed it, more drones!
Son of a bitch.
I take him down, a stupid cutscene plays, and now no one in my comments can come at me about playing this piece of shit ever again. I hope this has been educational. But also, I really hope I've imparted what I consider to be lost wisdom. This was an era of crap that we will never see the likes of again. It was the lazy, unfocused, untested garbage of that time and place. Officially sponsored by 3D Realms, which must have come as a surprise to the gaming public in 1997. In 2024, though, Zombie 3D Realms would ship this in a heartbeat if Randy and Take-Two wouldn't sue them.